My name is Herr Daly, and today we are going to be talking about regular verbs in German, in the present tense. If you listened to the podcast on haben and sein, you will have noticed that haben and sein change spelling when you're talking about who is doing what in the sentence. I, you, he, she, we, ye, they. Those verbs are called irregular because they have spelling changes. The verb that I'm going to do now is called a regular verb in the present tense. It is regular because it follows a regular pattern. It does not change spelling. So, irregular verbs are verbs that change spelling, and regular verbs are verbs that do not change spelling. They have a regular pattern. Okay, so let's get started. In your copybook, write down the verb machen. M-A-C-H-E-N. To make or to do. Make it big so you can see it. Now, I want you to underline the E-N, the last two letters of the word machen. And what I want you to do, with your finger, I want you to cover the E-N so that you can't see it anymore. So you're left with M-A-C-H. The M-A-C-H, when you take off the E-N, is what is called the stem of the verb. So it's called the stem of the verb. The E-N part is the ending. So what we're doing, we're going to take off or we're dropping the ending. So you're left with mach, M-A-C-H. Now, because we're dealing with regular verbs, this M-A-C-H, this stem, will not change spelling in the I, you, he, she, we, ye, they forms. Now, just to point out, when we were doing haben and sein, if you listen to the other podcast, you will notice that the stem of those verbs change the whole time because they change spelling and they are called irregular. Okay, so before we proceed, I want you to write the following list under machen. Now, we're not going to deal with the verb, I'm just going to deal with the people, the persons who are speaking. So I want you to write ich, I-C-H. Underneath I-C-H, I want you to write du, D-U. Underneath do, I want you to write E-R. I want you to put a slash, and I want you to write Z, S-I-E. And after Z, put another slash, and write S, E-S. Underneath these three, I want you to write wir, W-I-R. Underneath wir, I want you to write ear, I-H-R. And then underneath ear, I want you to write Z, S-I-E. This ich, du, sie, wir, sie are what tell you who or what person is doing something in a sentence. So for example, ich lese ein Buch. The ich part of the sentence lets you know that I am reading a book. Wir trinken Cola. We are drinking Coke. The wir part of the sentence lets you know that we are doing it. Okay, so let's go back up to the ich. And then we're going to fill in the stem and the endings. Okay, at this stage, you should be up beside ich, and you're going to fill in the stem for each of the people. So the stem in a regular verb, does it change or does it not? It doesn't change. So you have M-A-C-H. It is the same for ich, du, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie. So that's simple. So the majority of the verb does not change and we don't have to worry about it. That's great. For the ich form of machen, to do, I make or I do, it's ich mache. So we know the stem does not change spelling. So M-A-C-H. And then the last letter is E. So underline E so that you can see it in your copybook clearly. The next one is du machst. M-A-C-H followed by S-T. And underline S-T. The next one for which is about for he, or we're talking about a boy. Z, she, or we're talking about a girl. Or S, which is it, when you're talking about an object that is not living. It, like the computer. It is new. Z or S, mach, M-A-C-H, followed by a T. Now underline T. The next one is wir. And then you have mach, which is the stem. Because it's regular, it does not change. And then the endings, you put on en. Machen. And then put a line under machen. In the next one, ihr, ye. How do you think we started off? With mach, yes. Because it is regular, it does not change spelling. And then you put T on the end. And then for Z, start off with mach, and then you put en at the end. Machen. Okay? So the endings for verbs in the present tense are as follows. E, S-T, T, E-N, T, E-N. Now at the corner of your copybook, I want you to write E-S-T-T-E-N, T-E-N in big letters in one column, in one horizontal column, and I want you to put a big bubble around it, a big circle around it, so that you can see it and it's clear. Now that we know how to do these, I'm going to give you another verb, and I want you to write out how you make I, do, he, she, we, ye, z, or they from it. Are you ready? I'll give you the verb trinken, to drink. Okay? So you're going to write this down. T or I-N-K-E-N. Trinken. Okay, now I'll help you to start with this one. You put your finger over the en and you're left with trink, which is the stem of the verb. Alternatively, you could just put an X through en because we don't need it. Now I'll give you a minute to write out the list and we'll go through it to see if you were correct. Okay, so you finished? Okay, we'll go through. Ich trinke. Du trinkst. Sie or es trinkt. Wir trinken. Ihr trinkt. Sie trinken. Now I'm going to give you one more verb to try. The verb spielen. S-P-I-E-L-E-N. And I'm not going to tell you what to do. I want you to figure it out by yourself. I just want to note that spielen is spelled S-P-I-E-L-E-N. A lot of students spell it incorrectly, sometimes in tests, by S-P-E-I-L-E-N. The way you're going to remember to spell it correctly is think of the Irish Google site. www.google.ie. IE at the end of an Irish website, IE for spielen. The reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of words that have IE in it are spelled EI incorrectly by students. Okay, so get going on spielen. Okay, so we drop the end. We're left with Spiel, S-P-I-E-L, like I-E, an Irish website. And we have Ich spiele, du spielst, er spielt, wir spielen, ihr spielt und sie spielen.